INFJs are known for their warmth, empathy, and unwavering loyalty to the people they care about. They invest deeply in their relationships, offering emotional support, understanding, and a safe space for vulnerability. However, when an INFJ reaches their limit, something extraordinary, and often misunderstood, happens: the INFJ door slam. To the outside world, this act might seem cold, calculated, or even heartless. But beneath the surface, the door slam is not about cruelty. It's about self-preservation, growth, and reclaiming power that has been repeatedly ignored or taken advantage of. In today's video, we're diving into the hidden power behind an INFJ's cold and final door slam. We'll uncover why it happens, what it signifies, and how it ultimately serves as a turning point in an INFJ's emotional journey. Let's begin. 1. The INFJ. Door slam is a last resort, not a first response. INFJs do not slam doors lightly. In fact, the INFJ door slam is rarely impulsive. It's a slow, thoughtful decision made after countless internal debates, emotional processing, and second chances given to the other person. INFJs are natural peacemakers. They try to resolve conflict, have honest conversations, and create harmony wherever possible. They are often the ones who give more, compromise more, and extend grace even when it's undeserved. But there comes a point when the emotional toll becomes too heavy to bear. When an INFJ feels unheard, disrespected, or repeatedly hurt despite their efforts to communicate and repair the relationship, the door begins to close. By the time the door slam happens, the INFJ has already grieved the loss of the relationship. The slam is not a moment of anger, it's a moment of finality. Key takeaway: the INFJ door slam isn't an impulsive act. It's a carefully considered decision made after exhausting all other options for resolution. 2. It's a boundary that protects their emotional well-being. INFJs are emotional sponges. They absorb the feelings, fears, and insecurities of the people around them. While this makes them incredibly empathetic, it also makes them highly susceptible to emotional burnout. The door slam is, at its core, a boundary. It's the INFJ saying, "I cannot allow this dynamic to continue because it's damaging me." When someone consistently crosses an INFJ's boundaries, whether through manipulation, disrespect, or emotional neglect, the INFJ recognizes that the only way to protect themselves is to step away entirely. This act of self-preservation is often misunderstood as cold or unfeeling, but in reality, it's one of the most courageous and self-respecting things an INFJ can do. The INFJ isn't being cruel, they're saving themselves from further harm. Key takeaway: the door slam is not about punishing the other person, it's about creating an unshakable boundary to protect the INFJ's emotional well-being. 3. It's a silent declaration of self-respect. INFJs are deeply loyal, sometimes to their own detriment. They will tolerate mistreatment, overlook red flags, and give people chance after chance because they believe in the goodness of others. But when someone repeatedly disrespects them, takes advantage of their kindness, or invalidates their feelings, the INFJ reaches a breaking point. The door slam is, in many ways, a silent declaration of self-respect. It's the INFJ saying, "I will no longer accept being treated this way." Unlike other personality types who might react with anger or loud confrontations, the INFJ's boundary comes with quiet finality. They don't need to yell or explain themselves endlessly, they simply walk away. This quiet strength is both admirable and intimidating. It sends a clear message: I respect myself enough to remove myself from this dynamic. Key takeaway: the door slam is an INFJ's way of reclaiming their power and honoring their self-worth after repeated disrespect. 4. The INFJ door slam is rarely reversible. Once an INFJ slams the door, it's usually final. While other personality types might argue, reconcile, and rebuild connections after conflict, INFJs rarely reopen doors they've closed. Why? Because by the time they have reached the point of slamming the door, they've already given countless chances, had difficult conversations, and extended every bit of grace they could offer. Reopening the door would mean revisiting pain, distrust, and emotional exhaustion, and INFJs simply won't put themselves through that again. It's not about holding a grudge, it's about protecting themselves from further harm. However, in rare cases where the other person demonstrates genuine accountability, remorse, and a willingness to change, an INFJ might reconsider. But this is extremely rare and requires consistent action, not just words. Key takeaway: the INFJ door slam is usually permanent because it comes after every other avenue for repair has been exhausted. 5. The door slam is a tool for healing and growth. While the door slam might seem like the end of a chapter, for the INFJ, it's often the beginning of healing. INFJs pour so much of themselves into their relationships that unhealthy dynamics can leave them feeling drained, lost, and disconnected from themselves. When they slam the door, they're not just walking away from the other person, they're walking back to themselves. The time and space created by closing that door allow the INFJ to process their emotions, rebuild their sense of self, and regain their emotional balance. INFJs often emerge from this period of healing stronger, wiser, and more self-aware than before. The pain of the door slam becomes a catalyst for personal growth and deeper self-understanding. Key takeaway: the door slam isn't just about ending a relationship, it's about creating space for healing, self-reflection, and growth. 6. It's a form of emotional closure. INFJs often crave closure. They want to understand why something happened, how it could have been different, and what they can learn from the experience. However, not every relationship offers clean or clear closure. Some people refuse to take accountability, while others may gaslight or deflect blame. The door slam becomes the INFJ's way of creating their own closure. It's a final, definitive action that signals to themselves, "This chapter is over, and I am moving on." This act of emotional closure isn't dependent on the other person's acknowledgement or understanding. It's something the INFJ gives to themselves. By slamming the door, they're able to release the emotional weight of the relationship and begin to heal without waiting for external validation. Key takeaway: the door slam allows INFJs to create their own closure, freeing themselves from the emotional limbo of unresolved relationships. The INFJ door slam is one of the most misunderstood aspects of this personality type. To outsiders, it might look cold, distant, or even vindictive, but in reality, it's an act of self-preservation, self-respect, and emotional closure. INFJs don't slam doors lightly. They do it after exhausting every other option, offering grace, and giving far more chances than most people would. If you've ever experienced an INFJ door slam, either as the one closing the door or the one left on the other side, know this: it's not about cruelty. It's about creating space for healing, growth, and emotional well-being. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more insights into the INFJ personality. Share your thoughts below. Have you ever had to slam a door as an INFJ? How did it change you? Remember, INFJ, your boundaries are valid, your peace is sacred, and your emotional health deserves protection. Thank you for watching, and take care of your powerful, empathetic INFJ heart.